I've been working remotely for 7 years, and I created a free training teaching you how to get hired as a remote developer. Unlock it for free in the description. So now you know how to implement a for loop, you know how it works. Let's now move on to the while loop, okay? Because the while loop is pretty important, is often used, and it's also a loop, it's also a repetition structure. But the difference is that the for loop iterates through something. All right, so here we have defined a queue, and we have used the for loop to iterate through this queue. All right, the while loop does not necessarily iterate over something. It just repeats while some condition is true. All right, so for example, instead of defining the queue, let's improve this, because let's pretend that we don't know who are the people that are waiting to join the party. Let's get rid of this queue list. As long as we don't have the queue anymore, it doesn't make any sense to try to iterate through the queue, right? But how can we check the next person now? We can use the loop while, okay? So while the party is going on, rolling, while the party is party rolling. So while is party rolling, we can get the name of the next person that is trying to enter the party. So next person receives input. What's your name? If next person in guests, we can print next person. In this case is not the next person. Let's change this just for name. So name can enter. Okay, so while something is true, we can do this. Okay, so we are going to repeat this infinitely, because we are going to repeat while the party is rolling. We are going to ask the name of the person that is trying to enter the party and checking the list to see if this person can enter. Right? Cannot. But we can see here that in this case we need this variable to be true, right? So these are the guests. This is the state of the party, right? Is party rolling? Is the party rolling? True, it is. While the party is rolling, we are going to keep checking the next person's name that is trying to enter the party and allow this person to enter if it is in the list. Okay, let me get rid of all of this, and there you go. If we run this code, we can see that we're going to ask, what's your name? Felipe. Cannot enter. What's your name? Martha. Cannot enter. What's your name? John. Can't enter. You know? So this is a while loop. While something is true, keep doing something, basically. I told you that usually loops must have a trigger to stop repeating, right? Because this is basically an infinite loop. We don't have any trigger that stops asking the next person's name and checking if the person can enter. Because here, while the party is rolling, we are going to keep doing this, right? But we don't have nothing that says that the party is not rolling anymore. You know, we don't have anything that changes the is party rolling variable to false. So if we keep answering the question, what's your name? Our code is going to keep checking and is not going to finish this loop ever. And something important that you need to understand that most of the beginner developers think is that an infinite loop is wrong, but not exactly, alright? There are some situations where you have to use an infinite loop. Just because it's an infinite loop doesn't mean that it's wrong, alright? Some situations you can use an infinite loop, alright? But not in this situation. We are going to code now a trigger to stop asking, because we are going to change the state of the variable is party rolling to false when something happens, right? So let's press Ctrl C here to stop our execution. So in this case, we are going to control the number of songs that have been played in the party. Okay, so number of songs is going to start with 0, all right? And while the party is rolling, we are going to increment every time that we ask someone's name and check if can enter or not and tell if can enter or not. We are going to increment the amount of songs, all right? The number of songs. This is just an example, all right? For us to have a trigger to say that the party is not rolling anymore. So let's increment this. So number of songs inside of the loop, okay? Number of songs receives number of songs plus 1. Every time we iterate, we are going to add one more song to our number of songs counter, okay? And this is the basic way to increment, but you can also put like this: number of songs plus equals 1. So this is the same thing of this. Okay? Number of songs receives number of songs plus 1. Or you can write like this: number of songs plus equals 1. We are incrementing the number of songs, okay? So we can check if number of songs is equals to 15. We can just set the variable is party rolling to false. All right? So we are basically telling that when the number of songs reaches 15, the party is not rolling anymore. The party is going to end. Okay? And you are going to see that in this case, our while loop is going to finish. Is going to stop repeating what's inside of it. Let's print something here to tell that we just stopped. So now the party is over. Okay, now the party is over. So you can see that I'm printing this outside of my while loop. So let's run this loop. What's your name? Felipe. What's your name? Mary. What's your name? Claudia. And our loop keeps asking. So that means that the party is rolling. So let's put data, any data here, and we are going to see that now the party is over. Why? Because this number of songs reached 15, and when it reaches 15, we basically set the is party rolling to false. And in order to our while loop keep executing the steps that are inside of it, this condition must be true. This data must be true. This variable must be true. If we change to false like we did here, it is going to finish the repetition. And the first thing that happens when it goes out of the loop is printing now the party is over. Okay? So that's how the while loop works. Stop applying randomly to jobs and learn how to get a remote job the easiest way. Click the link in the description to unlock it for free.